Hey Elvis, hey Davin.
This is Aldi Taufik Suwargono, well known as Taufik. He is a 5th semester student at Pamulang University.
Hey Taufik, how are you?
This is Sabrina Davinuela Lazuardani. She's known as Davin. She's Taufik's classmate.
Why you look so confused, man?
This is Evi Hairani. She is Taufik and Davin classmate. She is known as Evi.
I still find it hard to analyze the poem.
Have you guys read the poem? Well, I have 3 times and still don't know what the exact meaning behind the poem.
I have, and same as you. Still can't figure out the meaning of the poem because still don't understand how to analyze the poem in the right way.
We only have a week to finish this task, right?
I'm so glad the lecturer divided us into groups to do this assignment.
I guess we need help. Maybe we can ask someone who knows well about how to analyze a poetry.
I know a student whose semester is 1 year above ours. She knows very well how to analyze the poetry.
Let's ask her then.
I agree.
Wait, I call her first. Hello Kanina, where are you? Okay, which class? Okay, I'm on my way with my friends. Come on guys. Hai Kanina.
Halo Taufik.
This is Aisyah Andina Ayu Sekar Lestari. She is 7th semester student. She is usually called Kanina by Taufik.
These are my friends, Davin and Evi. We are in some class.
Hello Kanina, I'm Davin. Nice to meet you.
Hello Kanina, I'm Evi. Nice to know you. Nice to meet you too all. What's bringing you here?
So, since we are already in the 5th semester, we now have poetry as our course.
The lecturer gave us an assignment that led us to analyze the poem.
And yet, we still don't know how to analyze the poem. That's why we need your help.
Have you picked the poem that you're going to analyze?
Yes, we have. We choose a poem called Under the Bed by Fitno.
Okay, I got it. Analyzing a poem is not that hard as long as you make the method that is suitable to analyzing a poem.
Is there one method that you think is the most suitable to analyzing a poem?
There's one method that is very helpful in analyzing a poem. I suggest you guys to choose SLAM technique as the method in analyzing the poem.
SLAM technique.
SLAM is the abbreviation of structure, language, effect, and meaning. This is all the key contents that we're going to pay attention from the poem.
But how can we find the hidden meaning from all of this category?
You can start from structure first. In structure, you will pay attention to the stanzas, line breaks, and punctuation of the poem.
Well, there's only one stanza in this poem. Why did the poet arrange the poem only in one stanza?
The poet only mentioned one event, which why she conclude in one stanza only.
Oh, I see. The poet only reveals one moment at one time when she saw a green monster under her bed and terrified. There's no continued phases after that one.
How about language and punctuation? Why does it become an important part in revealing the meaning of the poem?
You can take a look at the end of each line and how the next line started. For example, in the first line, the line ended with the words of green monster, as the poet introduces the context of the poem. Every end of the line is the abbreviation of the context of the poem. that leads you to find the hidden meaning.
If the last word of each line is the key that leads us to the context of the poem, isn't it enough to comment all the keywords and conclude the meaning?
Of course not. We still need to explore every inch of the poem to get a better analyzing and get the exact meaning of the poem.
Yeah, I agree with that. It might lead us to the ambiguous, which we can decide whether what we got is the exact meaning or not.
Then how does the punctuation play roles as the affirmation in the two last lines?
Let me try to answer. As the exclamation mark stands after the sentence, I'm scared, and the question mark stands after the sentence, can I get in with you?
Well, it seems like the hidden key finally makes sounds of its presence, so the reader can realize it.
What's that mean? The green monster is surely the key of the context of the poem, right? Why does it become a clue?
Because the poem doesn't exactly reverse the green monster as the subject of the poem. The green monster is the pillar of the hidden meaning. To get a deeper understanding, you should analyze the language of the poem.
Are we finally came to the part where we will figure out the figurative language?
Yes, exactly. In language, we will pay attention to what are the figurative language that appear in the poem as the intermediary between you and the poem that will lead you to the hidden meaning.
Anyone wants to try to pick a sentence or a word that reverses as a figurative language of the poem?
Me. I guess the third line is a hyperbole, how creepy the monster is.
Well, I guess a green monster here is also a figurative that refers to other things.
It might reverse to a nightmare or a fear.
To prove whether that is true, let's move to the next category of analysis. In this part, you can pay attention to the written, which you can find it out while reading the poem aloud.
What's the purpose of the rhythm? Is it only part of poem or also convey the meaning of the poem?
As I know, rhythm will show you which words are emphasized when you read it for 2 or 3 times, which could lead you to find the main words of the poem. Is it correct, Tanina?
You got the point. Let's read the poem aloud. From Taufik can read from the 1st to 4th line, from David can read the poem from 5th to 8th line, and from Effie can read from the 9th to 12th line.
There's a terrible green monster who lives beneath my bed. I hear his long white teeth click. He's waiting to be fed.
I shiver underneath my sheets and squeeze my eyes up tight. Maybe if I lie real still, he won't eat me up.
He taps me on the shoulder. I don't know what to do. He looks at me and says, I'm scared. Can I get in with you?
There's a few main words that are emphasized more than the other words, such as terrible green monster, long white teeth, and waiting fed.
Here are the words shiver, squeeze, and lie real still.
For me, the word scared is the most emphasized.
So now you know which main words are chosen by the poet to convey the meaning. Last, in the language category, you should check whether there are repetition words or not. Repetition helps you to find who are telling in the poem, what are told in the poem, and other questions that revealed.
There are the repetition of the word I for 5 times.
4 times for the word he.
And 3 times for the word mine.
The poet reveals that she is the one who experienced the event in the poem, and she told the reader what are she faces.
So the poet just highlight what she experienced in her poem?
Yes, she is.
We've analyzed the poem from its structure and language. Then, how about from effect? Is it how the poem affects the reader?
Affect doesn't mean it only refers to the reader's feeling. It is divided into two sides, tone and mood. Tone stands for the reader's feeling, while mood stands for the poet's feeling. This time, you can take a look back at the two categories that has been discussed to compile what the poet feels.
I feel braver to face a nightmare after I read the poem. And it seems like the poem told us that the more we scare of nightmare, the more it comes to you.
I agree. The more we careless with our afraidness of the nightmare, the more we can counter our braveness.
Well, you got the point. How about the poet's side?
The poet seems getting realized of her being too much worried and finally stepping down of her afraidness to the nightmare.
So the conclusion is the poet is worried that she might have a nightmare. That's why she's using green monster as an analogy of the nightmare.
What about the meaning? Aren't we got the meaning of the poem already?
In meaning, you should pay attention to the subject of the poem, whether there is symbolism or not, the central message of the poem, and how does the title context of the poem.
For symbolism, now we know a green monster is a symbolism of a nightmare. But how about the other words?
I think the word fat is a symbolism of paying attention.
Well, for me, the word eat can refer to arrival, which means the poet feels scared that the nightmare might come to her that night.
That's right. Now, the rest is to find the relation between the title of the poem with the content of the poem.
The title is under the bed, which doesn't refer much to the content, right?
But I think it has a relation with the content of the poem. Under the bed seems like an introduction to what the poet is going to describe in her poem.
I guess you are right, Devin.
I guess we're finished in analyzing the poem. I hope you guys now knowing better how to analyze the poem, since I've introduced you all to the SLAM technique and how to analyze a poem through the technique.
Okay, thank you so much, Karina, for helping us to analyze this poetry as a debate by Jessica. I'm so happy to meet you. We are so happy to meet you, and I think enough for this discussion today. Maybe we can see in the next meeting, right? Thank you so much, Karina. Let's go.